Alright guys, you saw my 45 collection. Now it's time to move on to the big boys, the LPs of my vinyl collection. So, I forgot how many I have in my collection. I do have an album posted on my Facebook. And I haven't checked it recently. I haven't updated it recently. But I have gotten a lot more since then. Since I last updated, I should say. And, here we go. Let's start things off with my LP collection. The first one is one I got from my buddy Gary, who's with me as a Skype guest. Gene Simmons' self-titled album from Kiss.
Yeah, that came out of my collection, and I'd say, give it to him. Plus, with that one, if I should say, that actually did come with a poster about how you can collect the other ones as well.
It did come with a poster, and I do plan on getting the other ones very, very soon.
I did see a lot of copies of the Ace Frehley one, the Peter Criss.
But yeah, this one is pretty freaking awesome. I really like his rendition of When You Wish Upon a Star. It's kind of creepy, but kind of awesome, too. Another one that my good buddy Gary sent me as a part of a bet back in the day at Money in the Bank, 2014, a few months ago. None of us won. No, wait, no, it was a Battleground, excuse me.
It was at Battleground, but apparently...
The Intercontinental Tournament.
And I just gave it to him just for the hell of it.
And I gave him my copy of Air Supply Lost in Love just for the hell of it. And the one he gave me is Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood. Oh yeah, this one is freaking awesome. So glad I have this in my collection now. I got Dr. Feelgood, Kickstart My Heart, and yeah, so many great songs. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, let me make a stack, actually. There we go. Alright, next up is a soundtrack that I know Gary has. And it's one of his favorite soundtracks of all time. Dirty Dancing. The Dirty Dancing soundtrack with Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey, a.k.a. the sister of Ferris Bueller. So many good songs on here, like I Have the Time of My Life, and I'd Have the Time of My Life, and a bunch of other songs. So, yeah, it's a great album, I should say. Yep. Now we get to my personal favorite soundtrack of all time. Spoiler alert, that's a top 5 video, or top 10 video coming soon. But yeah, my favorite soundtrack of all time is the Big Chill soundtrack. Because look at what it has. It's got some great Motown music. It's got Marvin Gaye. It's got who else does it have? The Temptations, the Rascals, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, and Aretha Franklin, and a bunch of other great freaking songs on here. So yeah, the Big Chill soundtrack is in my collection. Next up, we got a compilation sound, or not really a soundtrack, but it's really a greatest hits, if you will, of a certain band that I'm a fan of, and that is Lynyrd Skynyrd Gold and Platinum.
I don't have a Lynyrd Skynyrd yet.
And it's an insert with, ooh, got a little picture and stuff. Show the people at home, little picture. And on the back it has all their great hits like Freebird, Saturday Night Special, Give Me 3 Steps, What's Your Name, and of course, Sweet Home Alabama.
See, front, spine, back.
Yeah, exactly. Now we got a soundtrack, a Broadway musical soundtrack of the Godspell, which I acted in when I was a sophomore in high school. Really, I was a part of the choir. I was in this, so yeah. What was that? Anyway, yeah, it's a great, it's a pretty good album, I will say. I think the movie soundtrack is personally a little bit better than the Broadway soundtrack, but that's just my personal perspective. Kind of similar to that, we got Jesus Christ Superstar, which is another Christian-like, yeah, Christian play. A Christian play on Broadway. Yeah, it's 2 albums and 2 awesome freaking yeah, it's just a great soundtrack. No, it's a motion picture. Excuse me.
I forgot you had that one.
Which was later turned into a movie. Now we got Tim Curry, Simplicity. Yeah, Tim Curry, the actor, was a singer too. It's kind of like David Hasselhoff a little bit. But anyways, it's Tim Curry. He was in, whatchamacallit? He was in that Rocky Horror Picture Show. And that was a pretty good movie, I will say. But yeah, Tim Curry, Simplicity. There you go. We got another Tim Curry album next. We got Fearless. Not really sure why I got this, but I did anyway. Just for the hell of it, I guess.
Thrill of the purchase.
Exactly. Thrill of the purchase. And it was the heat of the moment. Now, Rodney is going to be loving me for having this album, because when I first heard about this, I had to get it on vinyl, because these guys are... This isn't really a band, it's more of a football thing. It's the Super Bowl Shuffle from the Chicago Bears. Yeah. The Super Bowl Shuffle.
Does that have one song on there?
Yeah, only has one song. It's both sides, the same freaking song. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. I'm a huge fan of football. You guys know how huge of a football fan I am. So I had to get this.
Yeah. You got yourself as pretty much a big, it's like the 45, but it's a regular record single.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what it is. And all proceeds went to the, back in the day, the proceeds went to feeding Chicago's neediest families. So that was pretty awesome, I will say. Let me turn on a line. Turn on a light. Turn on a lime. Now we got the official music to the 1984 Olympics that took place in Los Angeles. Again, I guess this was for the thrill of the purchase also. Because it was in Los Angeles, and it was a part of the Olympics, because I'm a huge fan of the Olympics when they're on. And, yeah, the Olympics. Can't beat the Olympics.
No, you can't. It only comes every 2 years.
Now we got a instrumental. Now we have an instrumental LP. It's called Bob Jones Touchdown, which is basically just football songs, I want to say, because it's just like football songs, like instrumental songs. You got Bob James, you got guys like no idea who these people are, but yeah, it's football. It's football.
Football, man. Football.
All right. Let's see. Again, this one's probably another thrill of the purchase, but what the hell, either way. Judy Garland live at Carnegie Hall. I guess it's thrill of the purchase, because I thought some of her songs were alright, like Somewhere Over the Rainbow was there. And when she was in A Star Is Born, she was pretty good. And her rendition of Chicago is alright. So yeah, I had to get it, because it's Judy freaking Garland. What are you going to do? Alright, next up, we got Neil Diamond Gold, which is basically his greatest hits. With Sweet Caroline, Solitary Man, Cherry Cherry. That's the back side, and there's the spine. Whatever. Okay. Now we got the Carpenters singles, 1969 to 1973. There's that. There's the insert, and on the back, there's the track listing. They have a cover of Ticket to Ride on there, which is pretty interesting.
I really didn't like it.
You didn't like it as much.
I'm sorry.
I guess I'll have to see it to believe it. I'll have to listen to it to believe it. Next up is a kind of an interesting record, to say the very least, because if you guys know how big of a fan of game shows I am,
Oh, no.
this album called Swiss Mountain Music features one of my favorite songs from one of my favorite game shows, The Price is Right. On side number 2, track number 1, it's On Francis Mountains. And that, of course, is the cliffhanger song from The Price is Right. When I saw it, I was like, oh my god. I had to get it. I had to freaking get it. Thrill the purchase, and it's the freaking cliffhanger song. Right? He's dying.
I mean, it's weird I got that because of freaking cliffhanger song.
Yeah, because I did a little research and looking it up on iTunes, like, oh, Swiss Mountain Music. All right, I'll be on the lookout for that. And lo and behold, I found it at Goodwill. Anyways, we got a very interesting album next up, to say the very least. We got Buckner and Garcia, Pac-Man Fever.
I want that album. Back while you keep talking.
There's the side. There's the back. And there's the side. Pac-Man Fever. It's driving me crazy. It's going out of my mind. Pac-Man Fever. What are you gonna do? I love it. Next up, we got another soundtrack. A very awesome score and soundtrack. It's 2001: A Space Odyssey. I know my brother is really happy that I got this album because he is a huge fan of this movie. And I know a lot of other people are a huge fan of this movie. And that is, of course, 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's freaking awesome. I still personally haven't seen it yet, but I will very soon. I guarantee you, I will very soon. It does feature Ric Flair's theme, the also Sprach Zarathustra. Yeah, exactly. Woo! So yeah, that's a great album to have. Next up, we got some Air Supply, The One That You Love. You should have. Yeah, you should have. These guys are pretty freaking cool. I like Air Supply. Come at me. I don't care. I like freaking Air Supply. Fight me.
I like Air Supply too.
Yeah. Yeah. We got another Air Supply. Now and Forever. Should have got that one too, huh? No?
Yeah, but should.
I guess so. And there's the back. Don't really know any songs on there. Except for maybe the title track, Now and Forever. But yeah. Now and Forever by Air Supply. Okay. We got another soundtrack. We got Flashdance. Original motion picture soundtrack of the movie Flashdance. It features the songs What a Feeling and one of my favorite songs, Maniac. Because she's a maniac, maniac on the floor. She dances like she's never danced before. Yeah, that's right. Okay, next up we got some Olivia Newton-John, Physical. Oh yeah. Because let's face it, she is physical. She is a physical beast, and she is pretty smoking hot, if I will say so myself. Back in the day, she was. Yeah. Let's see, how are we doing on time? Alright, I guess we're going to have to cut this part short. Stay tuned for part number 2 of my LP collection.